Hi everyone, today we're making gingerbread carrot cake and salted maple cream cheese icing. I'm Chef Angela and you're watching Publix Aprons Cooking School online. First thing that we want to do is get our baking pan ready. You can see I already have parchment in here. I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to take this pan, flip it over, get some parchment paper. We're going to fold it, and we're going to fold it like an airplane. And get it just like that. You're going to take the tip, put it right in the middle, and you can see where it comes right off. That's where you're going to want to cut it. Get rid of your scraps. Flip this guy back over. And you can see it fits right there, and that's what's going to help it not stick. We're going to take our spray, spray the bottom of the pan, put the parchment down so it doesn't move, and then spray the whole pan. Set those aside. We're going to get our dry ingredients set and ready. We're going to start with some sifted all-purpose flour. We've got our baking powder, baking soda, our sea salt, cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and last but not least, allspice. Now all you want to do is thoroughly combine this with your whisk. You don't want a big chunk of ginger, you don't want a big chunk of cinnamon, you want it well combined. And once you have all your dry ingredients ready, let's go get our wet ingredients. I've got some granulated sugar. We've got some oil, 3 eggs, and some molasses. Now we're going to stir this together. One thing you're going to see is that we're putting molasses in here. It's just another depth of flavor that we want to add to this gingerbread carrot cake. It's going to be different than any other carrot cake that you've had before. Now, since those are all incorporated, we're going to get rid of this whisk. And we want to use a spatula to fold in the others. I've got some shredded carrot. We've got chopped walnuts and some chopped pineapple. Go ahead and fold that all together. And you can already see it's got that caramel, deep, sugary consistency that I personally love. Now, since it's fully combined, let's go ahead and add the dry ingredients that we mixed before. Now we're going to do it in thirds. We're doing it in thirds because we really want to make sure there's no clumps. When you bake and there's clumps, you're going to get a big powder instead of fully combined. And I can already smell the cinnamon and the allspice. Add our next layer. The batter is starting to get nice and thick. And we'll go ahead and add the last of the dry. Now you might have noticed we added a few different things that you might not get out of a regular spiced cake. We added some chopped pineapple. Now that pineapple is really going to help keep that cake nice and moist, balance out the sweetness with all of those spices. Now I've got my baking pans already. We want to divide it evenly. Get a good grip on that bowl. Make sure you scrape all around. You don't want to waste anything. the way. Now what I like to do is give it a little zhuzh, tap it, make sure that batter gets nice and even. Now we're going to stick it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes. Let's go ahead and make that delicious icing. I've already got some unsalted butter and cream cheese. We're just going to finish that off. Make sure that your cream cheese and butter is room temperature, all right? You do not want to use cold butter or cream cheese. It will not incorporate correctly. We're going to get that bowl securely to that KitchenAid. And we're going to want to beat this for about 3 minutes. We're going to turn the KitchenAid off. It's been about 3 minutes. With a spatula, I want to scrape the paddle. And then even though this has done most of the work, you still want to help it out. Scrape the sides. Make sure you get all the way to the bottom, just to make sure everything is well incorporated. And you can already see this icing has gotten nice and fluffy. It's been aerated. It's almost there. We're going to give this another 3 minutes. Okay, let's turn this off. It's been another 3 minutes. Again, scrape the paddle, scrape the sides. Now let's go ahead and add those ingredients. I'm going to turn this on low. I've got some vanilla extract, some powdered sugar. We're going to add some sea salt. And then the main ingredient, maple syrup. I'm just going to drizzle that in. It smells and looks delicious. I can't wait to try. Now I'm just going to turn this up just for a second. Make sure, again, it's well incorporated. Beautiful. Get all of that icing. I'm going to take him off the KitchenAid. Now with that spatula, again, go all around the sides. Now what we want to do is put this in the fridge for about 20 minutes. It's going to make it a lot more pliable to decorate the cake. Okay, our cakes are completely cooled, and now it's time to ice. I've got my stand. What I want to do is take a little bit of icing just to put it in the center. This is going to act as some glue. I'm going to take one layer, put it right in the middle, and then we're going to start adding icing to the middle. And you can use the small spatula, the large spatula, whatever feels comfortable to you. And I'm just going to start moving that icing to the edges. Now sometimes when you're baking cakes, you'll get a big dome on it. These came out pretty flat, so I don't need to cut off anything before I ice the last part, but I am going to want to flip it over so you can see I have a nice flat surface for the top of my cake. And we'll start all over again. Now one great thing about this cake is we're actually going to decorate it more with some walnut crumbs. So even if you're not happy with it, those walnuts are going to cover it all up and make it beautiful. Okay, so we're going to get the icing out of the way. I have some walnuts that we crushed up. Carefully take your cake. You want to go over your bowl unless you want a huge mess. And you just want to take a handful of those crumbs and lightly pat down the sides. Turn it. Gorgeous. I'm going to set that back on the cake stand. This is going to serve 12, okay? So I want to put some rosettes on each slice, so I'm actually gonna take a long serrated knife. We wanna use the back of the knife, okay? And we're just going to score it so I know where to put those pipettes. Okay, I've put some extra icing into a piping bag. If you don't have a piping bag, you can use a Ziploc bag, okay, and just cut off one of the corners. And I have a star tip that I put down. And just on the edge, we're gonna decorate it. You can decorate how you want, but I have some whole walnuts, some pineapple pieces, and a mint sprig. So I'm going to alternate from the walnuts and the pineapple pieces. And we'll finish it off with the mint right in the center. That looks amazing, and I think it's time to go get a plate so we can try this cake. Gonna get a nice slice. That looks gorgeous. This cake is amazing. All of those spices, allspice, cinnamon, that pack from the ginger goes really well together. And that maple cream cheese icing is to die for. It's smooth, it's velvety. It really brings this whole cake together. Oh, I just love it. So take your holiday baking to the next level this year. All it takes is a few warm winter flavors to make a twist on a classic cake that your family will love. Use the link to download this full recipe, and be sure to check out our other Aprons Cooking School online videos and subscribe for more great content from Publix. Thanks for watching.